Hey everyone, NicMakesPlays here. Today I'm going to go over Ashe Leblanc. I think Ashe Leblanc have amazing synergy, so I'm excited to go over another deck with a new champion, which Leblanc by the way. So let's get into it. So this deck already existed as Ashe Leblanc previously. Frostbite deck, a very mid-range type strategy that makes use of big creatures as well as Frostbites. There's a lot of synergy with the bigger creatures like Fire Assessor, Summon Draw on for each 5+ power ally you have. You have Trapper, can put Yetis in your deck, so it's very easy to get big beefy units. Same with this, 5/5. And you also have the win con with Ashe, if she levels up, and you frostbited 5 enemies. Enemies with 0 attack, so frostbited ones can't block. Now LeBlanc fits in this perfectly because she's a 5 attack unit. She levels easily because what you can do with her is you can attack with her, right? Deal 5, she sees a 5 out of 15. Then if they try and attack you back, you can brittle steal one of their cards and block with her. And then you're able to get even closer to her level up. She's great because it activates Reckoning, this activates now Whispered Words out of the deck, Fire Assessor, all kinds of good stuff. So she fits great as a 3 cost that has 5 attack in this deck. So let's get into it. First card is Brittle Steel. I run 2 Brittle Steel. I think Brittle Steel is really, really strong. I almost want to run 3. For this deck video, I kept it very standard. But I could see 3 being a case in this meta. I think Brittle Steel hits a lot of amazing things in this meta. It's good against aggro, like, opposing LeBlancs, Twisted Fate, Aphelios, like, you name it. It's pretty good, very cheap, 1 mana freeze. You can use this to help level up Ashe and go for game. You can use this to win combat trades. You can use it with Trafarian Glory Seeker to win combat tricks like that. So, very good. Next card is Omen Hawk. Pretty straightforward, 3 Omen Hawk. When I'm summoned, grant the top 2 allies in your deck +1/+1. This is very good if you get to Trafarian Assessor, usually a 4/3, it becomes a 5/4, allowing it to draw a card off itself. It's good with LeBlanc, making her a 6/3 for 3 with Quick Attack. That is extremely hard to deal with on turn 3, and they basically have to block her to take so much damage. Either way, that's usually how LeBlanc goes, but this time it's even more powerful, even harder to deal with the extra health, so very good card in this deck. I like it a lot. It's also one of your only low-cost units. It is your only 1 cost, so it's important to have a blockers in the early game, and Omen Hawk is great at that. 3 Icefell Archer, pretty straightforward. 2 mana, 3/1, plays Frostbite enemy. This isn't a skill, like it doesn't go in the stack, so it goes through Spell Shield, which is pretty nice to deal with like Rune Runners and stuff like that. But you can use this with Trafarian Glory Seeker to Frostbite enemy and then hook it and kill it. You can use this defensively, you can use it offensively, push every game with Ashe. Very well-rounded card. This stops a lot of momentum in their tracks. And it's also great versus aggro to kind of ruin their offensive turn. Next we have Trifarian Glory Seeker. Straightforward. 2 mana, 5/1, Challenger, can't block. Helps level up your reputation, your Whispered Words, that is. It's costing 2 to draw 2, we'll get to that later. Very cheap, 2 cost unit with 5 attack for Trifarian Assessor to draw a bunch of cards. Works great with Ashe. You attack with Ashe and Glory Seeker, you hook the card that's frostbitten off Ashe. You can accumulate free card advantage by freezing their units and then killing them with Trifarian Glory Seeker. Also very good to deal with threats such as Aphelios, Twisted Fate, Lucian, Misfortune, stuff like that. 3 Troll Chant. This card is really good. Any deck that has access to Troll Chant and it's actually good in that deck, it's a huge perk. This is one of the strongest cards in Freyord. Give an ally +0/+2 to give an enemy -2/-0. You can use this to win any combat trade, basically. In the early game, there are times you have 2 units attacking and they have 2 units blocking. In some scenarios, you can make it to where like you give one of your units +2, and then the other one you give the other guy that's blocking the other enemy -2 attack, and that allows you to win both combat trades. You can kind of get 2 for 1. You use Troll Chant, both your units live, both your units die. Very, very good. This helps live through combat. Mystic Shot spells and stuff like that. Very good overall. So this card is just phenomenal. 3 Version Trap. This card's amazing. One of your other 3 drops besides LeBlanc. So there is some consistency in the early game. Before there was LeBlanc, one of the weaker points was like your only early game units were Omen Hawk, Icefall Archer, Glory Seeker, and Trapper. This one can't block, so I do like how LeBlanc gives you more early game. But your other 3 cost is Trapper. When I'm summoned, create an Enraged Yeti in the top 3 cards of your deck. This card's amazing. Enraged Yeti's a 1 mana 5/5, so really good, cheap, helps level up reputation for the Whispered Words, easy to level LeBlanc, works Trafarian Assessor, Reckoning. The high roll potential this adds is also really huge because if you do get the Yeti immediately, let's say you play this on turn 3, draws for turn 4, that's really hard to deal with on turn 4. A 1 mana 5/5, so I mean, at any point, it's just good for the most part. But it's adds a lot of I win, like a high roll, like I got lucky, I guess, which is really good in card games to have a thing that could happen that sways the games really far in your favor, like drawing this off the first draw. So Trapper's amazing, good stats in general, just a 3/3, so it gives you a 1 mana 5/5, very good. All right, next we have Calling Strike. This card is great in this meta and in this deck. Use it on Twisted Fate, Phelios, Misfortune, Lucian, stuff like that, Azir, what have you. But you can also freeze enemies in this deck, giving any enemy 0 attack with things like Icefell Archer, right? So you can use it on Nautilus. You can like Icefell Archer Nautilus, give him 0 attack, and then kill him with assuming it's level of Nautilus. You kill him with the unit, the Calling Strike after you freeze it. You get what I'm saying, right? You can use it on Garen, you can use it on Swain, or you can use it on Swain. You get what I'm saying, right? You can use it on any enemy, you freeze it, you kill it. I'm trying to think of big, like, statted units. You know, the beefy boys. Leveled up Nautilus, you freeze them. Calling Strike. You can use it on all kinds of stuff when you freeze them. Very good, very good. Very versatile, and it helps you. It's just good in like almost every matchup. But the freezing versus like the more beefy units, but then without the freezing, it's good versus like aggro and again, Phelios Twisted Fate, stuff like that. All right, next we have LeBlanc. I've seen you deal 15 damage. So when she's summoned, if she's hit by Omen Hawk, she's a 6/3, makes her deal more damage and hard to get rid of. But let's just say she's a 5/2. You attack on turn 3. They have to either take 5, which is 1/4 their health. That's a big deal in this deck because a lot of your units have 5 attack. So losing 1/4 your health can make it very easy for you to go for game later. But regardless, or they block and then they lose a unit because you have quick attack. Okay, so a lot of times you'll attack, you know, they'll block or they'll take it, whatever. Then, as I said before, they'll try and attack you back. You can Brittle Steel, like Troll Chant and stuff, and keep her alive while also dealing more damage. And it's actually very easy to level up LeBlanc. And this is important because LeBlanc's actually good in this deck, her level up. I'll tell you why. Each time I see you deal 15 plus damage, create a mirror image in hand. If you already have one, reduce its cost by 1. This is actually really easy to do in this deck. You can do it pretty frequently with like the Yetis and the Glory Seekers, Ashe, what have you. But the cool thing here is that the card she gives you your hand, mirror image, summon an exact ephemeral copy of an ally with 5+ power. You can use this on Ashe. Using this on Ashe is really huge. There's actually a few things you can do, but I'll go over those real quick, actually. So one, you can use it on Ashe, get another Frostbite. That makes it very easy to get her level up. You freeze 2 units, you level them up, they can't block, you go for game. All right. Another thing you can do is use it on Averse and Hearthguard. When I'm summoned, grant all allies in your deck +1/+1. That's really good, right? Let's say your opponent's about to have like a big offensive turn. You just clone this, you get a 5/5 blocker, now your whole deck's buff again, +1/+1. You could use it on Trifarron Assessor. When I'm summoned, draw 1 for each 5+ power ally you have. You just draw a bunch of cards. Really good stuff to summon here. Pretty big deal. So really good. So it's also an exact copy. So if the Trifarron Assessor was bluffed to the 5/4 and it counts for drawing itself, you can do it again and it'll draw for itself again. Another perk, I guess, of the reputation besides just Whisper Words is LeBlanc's Champ Spell. Again, easy to get reputation in this deck. So you have a 1 mana deal 2 to anything pretty easily. So very good. Next we have Ashe. This is one of your main win cons, if not the main win con. Attack Frostbite Strong's enemy. We went over this briefly. So when you Frostbite 5 enemies with 0 power can't block. You want to do this on like huge swings to go for game. Something really cool about Ashe in this deck is that Harsh Winds and I guess Brittle Steel also and stuff like that, Flash Freeze, are burst speed, right? We'll go to this real quick. So what you can do is you have like a big board, you burst speed, freeze their enemies, and attack with everything. They don't get a chance to play a blocker in between that because you're doing it at burst speed, which means you still get the next action. So you can Harsh Winds to their blockers. Let's say they have 3 blockers, right? Harsh Winds to their blockers, attack. She Frostbites 1 by herself, then they can't block anything and you just push for game. It's really easy to get the damage output in this deck, again, because LeBlanc sometimes ships for 5 earlier in the game. Also, a lot of your units all have 5 attack, so it's very easy to do 20 damage. But another amazing card is this goes on top of your deck, which is leveled. Frostbite an enemy and all other enemies with 3 or less health, draw 1. Amazing offensively, amazing defensively. Against like Twisted Fate Fizz, you can use it, and then their whole attack can't do damage because they're frostbitten. You use it offensively because then there's 0 attack and they can't block, and you draw 1. So Ashe is really strong in this deck. It's mostly centered around Ashe. Whisper Words, 4 mana, draw 2, so already pretty good, right? But Reputation I cost 2. Reputation, go over it real quick. Activates if allies have struck for 5+ damage at least 4 times this game. Very easy to do. Again, Yetis, LeBlanc, Ashe, Glory Seeker. A lot of them they can't block. Like you really can't block Ashe in certain scenarios if she frostbites well. This card's kind of hard to block. There's a lot of defense. the Yetis, stuff like that. So very easy to do. It also counts if you block yourself, right? So so striking, like if you're blocking, you're still striking. So very easy to refuel and get a lot of card advantage with this. And you're drawing into a lot of freezes, which would be good in the late game. Next we have Everson Hearthguard. When I'm summoned, grant all allies your deck +1/+1. I went over how you can copy it with Mirror Image and get the buffs again. But just generically good. Buffing your whole deck makes your deck very powerful, especially because you're drawing all kinds of cards in the late game. And of course, it's just 5 attack for reputation. 5-mana 5/5. This effect's pretty good. Next, we try Fair Assessor. This card is absolutely amazing. This card is nuts. When I'm summoned, draw 1 for each 5+ power ally you have. You can regularly draw 2 or 3 off this card. If it's buffed off Omen Hawk or Everson Hearthguard, it draws for itself. Again, you can clone it with Mirror Image to get the draws again. This card allows you to just kind of make a lot of nothing. A lot of games are just blowouts because you draw this card and you draw like 3 and they can't come back. 2 Harsh Winds, Frostbite 2 enemies, generically good, especially in the late game, but it can be used offensively and defensively. Obviously defensively to freeze so you live against like maybe elusives or whatever. You can even block things, get good combat trades. Offensively, use it with Ashe. Again, you summon Ashe. If she's going to level up with this combo, you Harsh Winds to their units, you attack, Ashe freezes the last one, she levels up. None of their people can block because you throws all 3 of them and you attack for game. Very strong. Last but not least is Reckoning. This card is really good. If you have a 5+ power ally, kill all units with 4 less power. Very good against Twisted Fate Fizz, aggro, if you stabilize. It could be good against Targon, depending what they have. So generically a good card. You can also freeze big units. I'll use the Nautilus example again. Let's say they have a level up Nautilus and a bunch of chump blockers. Let's say they have like Dredgers, Dead Bloom Wonder, and like Nautilus or something. You can Icefall Archer, freeze their Nautilus, and then Reckoning and kill everything. So this is very powerful to clear enemy boards. You can even use it defensively if they have like a wide board against like Draven Jinx or something. You use Reckoning. So this deck's really strong. LeBlanc fits almost perfectly in this deck. I'll briefly go over the cards you can be running or other options. So you can run like 2 LeBlanc, 1 Sejuani. Some people do that. Sejuani, she gives an enemy Frostbite and vulnerable. She's just removal. Her level doesn't happen that often, but it can, and you can freeze people every turn. So, but mostly used for the freeze and removal. This is what the old version before LeBlanc came out ran. You can run more Brittle Steels. Elixir Vine's pretty good. Give an ally +0/+2. Really good against Mystic Shot type decks. Just to like protect your units, especially LeBlanc can die easily to Mystic Shot. If you have Elixir Vine, then that was only Mystic Shot, then they can't kill her, and it's a big deal. So this card's generically good. It's kind of hard to fit everything. You can maybe cut like Flash Breeze or something, I'm not really sure. Did I miss Flash Breeze? I might have skipped Flash Breeze. Flash Breeze, 3 mana Frostbite enemy. You have the 1 Flash Breeze that's the option because you have a lot of drawing in the deck, and the drawing allows you to see like the 1 copy of Flash Freeze if they're units out of Brittle range and this is too expensive or you don't want to like commit that much mana. You just have the 1 Flash Freeze. Pretty convenient. You also have Ash's Chance spells Flash Freeze, so I think that's why I think Flash Freeze is relatively cuttable for like Elixir Vine or something. 3 Sisters is cute. I think Flash Freeze is a little bit better because usually you're making Flash Freeze. There'd be like small occasions where you play Fury, like very rare ones playing Tomb, but I think that's better to play Flash Freeze. Just save the mana. Sentry's good. This is if you want more blockers. 2/1 Last Breath, draw 1, pretty good. What other cards? Oh, there's a few other cards, actually, I remember. Tavern Keeper can heal 3, good against aggro. If you're playing tons of aggro in your elo, you can put in some Tavern Keepers. Another good card, this one's pretty good. Reckless Trifarian, 3 mana, 5/4, can't block. This is what some people have played in like different versions. It is nice with the reputation now, but I feel like it's hard to justify like Trapper, this, and LeBlanc, so you probably don't play this anymore, but it is an option. Rhinefang Wolf, you can do some 1 or 2 of. Strike, if I strike a unit with 0 power, so Frostbite 1, you just kill it. It's another way to get advantage by killing the Frostbite enemies. You have also Bloody Business can be used. An ally with 5+ power strikes an enemy. And 1 more card, or I guess there's 2 more cards that could be played. One's Kato, some people play Kato. This is one of the more popular options. Like there's like more aggressive options, or more aggressive variants of the deck than like Kato and Reckless Trifarian and stuff. Even Ancient Yeti sometimes. But give my support ally +3/+0 to overwhelm this round. You can give this to Glory Seeker, just 8 attack challenger with overwhelm. Just good in general to go for game. Levels reputation, pretty good. And then final, you can do Ancient Yeti. Some builds used to do this for like the more like aggressive builds, like the Kato. And the last card is 1 Captain Farron as a finisher. 8 mana, 8/8. I'm summoned, create Decimates in hand. It's kind of just a top end. All right, let's get into some games. Alright, we're playing Ashe Leblanc, a pretty decent deck out of the new expansion. I made a video on it as well. Definitely a good competitor here. So, we're going to try and mulligan for our early game, as usually I do. Trapper's good. You don't have too many low-cost cards, so I even keep my 3-drops in this deck. But you want to hit like your 1-drops, 2-drops, and 3-drops. You'll draw the rest later. This hand's pretty solid. I like it. I am afraid of Exhaust from him, though. Exhaust into LeBlanc just to kill ours. If we draw Brittle Steel, that'll be a really good counterplay. We could play this now, or we could wait. I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm going to play it now just to force that he is a blocker, or else we push for 5. Okay, I'll save this for a more important unit. And I do want to play it also just so we don't lose the mana. House Spider, okay. I'm happy it's not LeBlanc. If that was LeBlanc, it'd be annoying. Because that means if I developed, he could just quick attack and hook it. So this will die here. It's a fine trade. We'll take some. Not a big deal. We really want to save this for more important stuff. But now we can play our own LeBlanc and hope get the damage in. Ooh, that's really strong. So we'll play LeBlanc first. Don't let him know quite yet we drew our Yeti. Keep him guessing. And then even right here, just with the Yeti and these alone, we have the level up. If he plays anything important, it's just going to die Glory Seeker. We can just kind of sit here with this until he's in a bad spot and get good value, like killing a Sever or something. Like, this deck has a lot of good targets. Like, killing a Rune Runner would be amazing. It's 2 mana for a 5 mana card. Alright. Fine by me. Not going to hook anything. Again, want to keep this flame more important. And next turn we have Trefarian Assessor. If that goes through, then we're going to draw a lot of cards. Okay, pretty good. Okay. That is annoying, I won't lie. That is annoying. Just because I want to be greedy and draw more cards off Assessor, but this is still a good spot, of course, for us. Reckoning shouldn't be good in this matchup at all, considering most of their deck is all 5+ attack units, but maybe we'll get some value out of it. Alright. Draw 2. Even drawing 2 is just so strong. 4-3 draws 2, it's insane. We have so much refuel now. We can block here. It's pretty good. I'd rather do that than block with this. Okay. Well, we can kill that with Glory Seek. We draw Ice for Archer, it goes through the Spell Shield, too. To freeze it before we kill it. Ashe. Ashe also goes through the Spell Shield. Very good stuff. I feel like he has bloody business, but I don't really care that much anyway. I think we're just going to play... this is actually good here, too. The earlier you get in, the better. But I think this is good on offensive turns with the Glory Seeker. So, yeah, very good stuff. This is looking like a great game so far. That is slightly annoying. So as you can see here, Spell Shield doesn't stop this because it doesn't go in the stack. It's not a skill that works like that. I'm going to hold these back. Well, if I attack with them, then I guess we would get Reputation. At least this one. Yeah, you can attack with everything here. I mean, if we're already attacking with this, he would just block here. So you might as well get another trade. Yeah, really good. These will start drawing... Yep, okay. Amazing stuff. Wow. We get the kill here for free with this combo. We have these now to refuel by drawing 2 for 2. We can play Hearthguard first. If we play Hearthguard first, our whole deck is buff +1/+1. So whatever we draw is going to be big. That's a good card. That's a good card. A cool thing we can do, though, is, like, if he attacks like this, we could try Dig for Brittle Steel. A Harsh Winds could be decent, but if it's just that attacking, I don't know if that's worth it. Harsh Winds could be, like, just straight up how we win here. I doubt he attacks with this, though. Let's draw first. Alright, we'll click OK here. So if he passes, it passes back to us. If he attacks, we have Ashe's Flash Trees, Brittle Steel, Harsh Winds, Culling Strike. Like, we're pretty set. We're pretty set. Okay. Interesting. And then this is going to level on next attack. Clear his whole field. Yeah. GG's. Alright, we're playing against Azir Hecarim Aggro. Aggro can be one of the tougher matchups this deck, again, because we don't have any early game units, so we're going to mulligan away everything but our early game units, get the Omen Hawk, try and stabilize. These could be good to help stabilize. If we draw a buff LeBlanc, that could be a lot of pressure. This could be nice to play offensively, like you freeze something and then you hook it. Okay, there's no one drop. It's a pretty big deal against aggro. We want to save this for later. We could actually like play this, see what he plays, and then play this and hook and kill it. But there wasn't really a card on 2 that I would want to kill. But we'll still play this now because we don't want to lose out our unit mana. Okay, 6/6. These are hard to deal with. The Omen Hawk units, Shark Chariot. It's kind of spooky, but I think we're fine. We can pass here, be banking the mana. That is kind of spooky. It's fine, though. We should be good to stabilize from here and just not take too much damage. I just drank. There's no water in this cup. I tried to drink. Anyways. What can you play on turn 4? Nothing too scary. Let's play Trapper and push for more damage. We kind of forced him to play a unit to die to Glory Seeker. I don't know if he has one he wants to die to Glory Seeker. I guess it is slightly less damage, so maybe I should have just open attacked. I don't mind clearing his cards here, though. That Stalking Shadow is actually good. He debatably could have just played the Ephemera one. That's really strong, wow. I mean, we'll play this right away because we do want to play the Hearth card this turn. But yeah, I maybe could have just open attacked here. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. He has 2 Sharks in grave, so I have to be careful. I don't mind that. We have some beefy blockers here, though, which is nice. This is the most amount of damage. Going to 9. I think from here we can stabilize, honestly. I mean, if we keep this alive, then that's just game straight up. So, I guess we'll do that. He only has 1 spell mana. This should be pretty easy, assuming this goes through. An aggro deck shouldn't be running Vile Feast or stuff like that. Alright, this is probably game, honestly. I don't really think he has anything to stop this, yeah. Easy. Alright, pretty good games. This deck has really clear synergy. I think LeBlanc and Ashe work amazing together. A lot more than meets the eye when you first look at them as a pair. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to be making more videos soon about the new decks. There's going to be a huge balance patch, hopefully, or at least a balance patch, I believe, coming out in a few days. It's going to shake up the meta. So right when that happens, it's game time. I'm going to make sure I get like top 5 extra ranked and all kinds of new cool stuff for you based on whatever buffs and nerfs they have. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Comment below what videos you'd like me to make or things that you enjoy about my video, like what to do differently, you know, whatever feelings you have. Also, I stream every day, 6:30 p.m. EST on twitch.tv/NicMakesPlays. So hopefully I'll see you there, but feel free to follow, subscribe, what have you, and I hope you enjoy the deck. Peace.